What's up, you guys? Dragon Power 17 here, and today I'm coming at you guys with my new deck. Um, that's it. I don't know what to call it. Zombies. It's so much of an engine based deck that I have no idea what to call it. I guess like for title's sake, I'll call it Predaplant Zombies, but it's pretty intricate. I would say there's a lot going on here. Um, And before I get started, also, I just want to talk about the ban list and how it affects this deck. It's a 42 card deck, so that grass doesn't affect this deck, but it does affect my light swords, and I have to do a new deck profile of that in the upcoming week or so. But this deck runs Instant Fusion and Norden. It doesn't run Speedroid Terror Top, so that's a good thing. But Norden is going to be gone in a couple of weeks or so. So for now, I'm playing the deck for now, full power, quote unquote, because it has Norden. Um, but in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna have to cut it and change up the deck a little bit. So I'll probably come at you guys with a new update then. But for now, let's get straight into the deck. It's pretty exciting. So here we go. We've got the triple Shiranui Solitaire. You guys can kind of tell what kind of deck this is going to be. There's the triple Unizombie. Basically, Solitaire is a lone fire blossom for zombies, and it summons, or for zombie tuners with 0 defense, rather. It summons Unizombie. Next, we got triple Mizuki and one Gozuki for our zombie engine. We're not running Spirit Master or Spectral Sword or anything like that because this deck doesn't play snow or anything that can banish readily. So, I mean, we've got Gozuki, but it's not as consistent, so I don't play anything like that other than these 10 zombie monsters. Gozuki's really good. I wouldn't run it at more than a one of, but well, with the new, with Instant Fusion going down, I'll have plenty of space to replace things. So maybe he might go up to 2, but the combo that does the 2-card combo for zombies that requires him, but he has to be in the deck. I guess he could be in the hand. I don't know. I never tried it with him in the hand, but moving on, we've got our Predaplant engine. This one sounds a very engine-based deck. We've got the triple Lone Fire, the triple Orpheus Scorpio, and the double Predaplant Darlingtonia Cobra. So I run 2 Cobra. You guys can understand why. The whole if you draw it, it's dead type deal. It's worse than drawing Taketanborg for Speedroids because you can still special summon Taketanborg if you have it in your hand, but this guy his effect can only be activated if he's summoned from the effect of a Predaplant monster, and the only one that can do that is summons it from the deck. So running 2 kind of mitigates the drawing it and makes it not as dead. On to our hand traps. We play lots of those. We got triple Ghost Dash, double Ghost Ogre, 1 Max C, and triple Psy-Frame Gear Gamma to round out our Psy-Frame. Our hand trap. It's not really much of an engine, but I would call the Psy-Frames an engine because it does play Omega, and that's kind of, since it's actually part of the archetype, it synergizes well with these guys. It returns Driver back to grave, and you can reuse Gamma if you get into a situation where you have no monsters on the field, which happens a lot because you're playing Omega. So it works out really well. This deck is really good at going first or second. The only thing about going second is I'm probably gonna have to figure out some way to put some spell and trap removal. Since since Norden is going away, I'll have plenty of time to work on the deck. But the rest of the monster count, we have of course, since we're playing Predaplant engine, we have our Brilliant Fusion engine. I play 1 Garnet and 1 Lazuli. This effectively could be any Gem Knight monster. I like Lazuli because he has a little bit of synergy with the Psyframe Gear driver. So when you summon Lazuli, when you send Lazuli to the grave with Brilliant Fusion and Psyframe driver, her effect activates and allows you to add driver to hand. And it may seem like it's not very useful, but with somebody discards, you've got Orpheus Scorpio, you've got Unizombie that both discard. So you have a lot of discards in your deck. So being able to add more discard fodder to your hand is really, really nice. It helps you not kill your hand advantage as much. So I really like this combo. It really helps a lot when you need to get that discard but don't want to discard anything else in your hand. So that's that. And that's it for the monsters. It's a very heavy monster count. Like, this is all monsters. I run 9 spells and 3 traps. So onto our spell lineup, we run triple instant fusion, of course. Norden is Norden, and he does Norden-y things, and he's gone for a reason, but you know, whatevs. Double brilliant fusion. You don't run. I don't run triple brilliant fusion personally because you search them. If I have to open up with any of these 2 cards, I'd rather open up with instant fusion. But the idea would be is if you open one, you search the other. But I kind of like 2 brilliant fusion because why run 3? You only play 1 fusion target, in my opinion. If you draw it, it's dead. We run double pot of desires. After like turn 1 or 2, I guess after your first or second turn or whatever, a lot of this deck is kind of dead. Like this, you got Gamma. Gamma after turn 1 can be dead if you don't have the Omega to recycle the Psyframe driver. The hand traps are going to be live, other than Gamma if you don't have the Omega. But the Predaplant engine's kind of be dead after turn 1. The other Brilliant Fusion's going to be dead. There's so many things that can possibly brick you, and Desires help you banish all that crap to draw deeper into your deck and get your combo piece, or get your traps or whatever, or get to something that you need. So Desires is really, really good. Helps you down to your hand traps as well. I might think about bumping it up to 3 actually, because of the fact that a lot of my deck kind of is not functioning after turn 2. After turn 2, I'm basically relying on what's on the field until I draw or I also have the triple Mizuki engraved, then I'm playing from grave and building my resources and whatnot. But the last 2 spells we're running are Soul Charge and Fool's Burial. One of that are really good in zombie type decks, so it makes sense to have them in here. Onto our traps, we've got 1 Imperial Order. Like I said, we play 9 spells, so this is really, really good. 1 Warning and 1 Scolding. I was trying the strikes and the other solemn ratios, but I found this to be the best for what I wanted to do. Just be able to hit anything, and so this works to have you ever hit anything? Like I said, you can hit summons with these 2, spells with these 2, traps with this, monster effects, special summon monster effects, or any other spell trap effect, special summon cards, and of course Imperial Order hits it all. And since you run only 3 traps, the odds of you drawing into all 3 of them is quite low, even though I've done it once, but it was during a free play, not a tournament, which I did really well last week. I got second in my locals with this. I made the deck literally the day after, not last Saturday, but the Saturday before last. I made this deck that Sunday and played it the next Saturday. I would have made this deck. I forgot to say earlier, but I would have made this deck earlier. But like I said in my previous video, I was waiting for this card to come in the mail. And they finally did, and I got my second Omega as well. But they came yesterday in the mail, and I was like, well, I guess I'll do the decks tomorrow. But yeah, so these cards are really good. Cool thing about it is if you open up with these, if you draw these 2, you can set both of them. Your opponent goes to Twin Twister or something, or you can stand by face, flip this, and then you've got a live Solemn Scolding. So it's really powerful trap lineup. I think one thing I'm thinking about is adding the Mirror Force trap cards, because this deck has a pretty good weakness to battle. If you over dependency on Omega, of course you would keep banishing your Omegas. You have the monsters in the field and you just get bashed directly for lots of damage. So I'm thinking about running battle traps and whatnot. Also running the back row removal, like I said earlier. But on to the extra deck. We do run double Omega. He is, I would say, quote unquote, our boss monster. He's a turn one go to. If you can double, then that's even better. But a lot of times turn one, unless you have the Gamma in your hand, you're gonna want to make something else. Because like I said, over dependency on Omega can kind of hurt you if they can play around it and make a big monster and bash you directly for lots and lots of damage. Especially since you pay so many life points just to do your combos with your Instant Fusion, Soul Charge, and your negation traps and stuff. So double Omega. We run the one Beals. Beals is probably the actual boss monster of this deck, because summoning Beals just makes it so you just don't die. It's very difficult for decks to get over Beals if they're not prepared. I played against a True Draco match in my locals, and this deck has a good matchup because of the fact that I play hand traps out the wazoo and Beals. Omega helped too because I was able to rip cards on the hand, but the Beals was the ultimate MVP of my match with the True Dracos. I lost to Dino. That's the deck I lost to. But that's the thing that's what made me realize that over dependency on this card is bad, because I ripped the two cards out of his hand, and he drew a Baby Ceratosaurus, and so I did this during my turn, and he summoned Baby Ceratosaurus and triggered his own torrential, and it blew up his cards and made me take, and I negated his Baby Ceratosaurus with Ghost Ash, I believe. I think I did. I don't know. What did I negated it or something, I think. It didn't resolve. I think I warninged it. Or something like that. I don't know what I did. But then he Miscellaneousaurus for Tyranno Infinity and smacked me for 5,000, and I lost. But yeah, so over dependency, like I said, on Omega can be a bad thing. So go on to your other monsters if you can get away with it. It'll help you in the long run. The next MVP is Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, because he just helps close out games. The burn damage actually comes out a lot. It's like the Cowboy of level 8 synchros. You attack for a bunch of damage. Like I did 700-800 points of damage once. 7,800 points of damage, right? And I'm just like, wow, I can't fucking kill you. I was like, oh, wait a minute, yes I can. Synchro into this guy, and you activate the effect and destroy all the cards, especially with monsters, and there you go. That closes the game out. Also, we run one Shiranui Shogun Saga. He helps beat over 3,000 monsters, like no other. So basically, what would happen is your opponent makes a monster like 3,500, like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and if he uses effects to book everything and you can't get over it, then Beals could do it, but it will take 2 turns. But everything else you have to use like this guy, banish a zombie from grave, and he gains the attack points, and then you just run over it. So that's really important to note. Next we've got our 7s, one Clear Wing and one Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. These two are probably the best generic 7s in the game. I could use regular Black Rose, but I probably could and get away with it. It doesn't seem like it'll hurt me that much, but we'll see. I'll probably put it in there after I cut my fusion monsters and whatnot. But I run the one Brilliant Fusion guy, Seraphonite. Instant Fusion targets are Norden, Sea Monster, Theseus, and Reaper of the Nightmare. So Theseus, yes, I could run Sulkin, but it's not the optimal play to go into. I've already tested it. I didn't like it because it wasn't the optimal play. It could be played around, but the sea monster build could definitely come back to light if or when Norden goes to, you know, to the garbage can. But actually, the Return of the Reaper, I mean, the Reaper of the Nightmare is really good because he can help you close out games. When you summon him back with Mizuki, you can attack directly for 800, and no one's going to be like, well, they're going to have to stop it if they don't have 800 life points. He's really important. Theseus, of course, is Theseus. He's a zombie tuner and can be summoned back with Mizuki as well, and instant fusion both of them out. So basically, you would go into him. If you have Unizombie on the field, you can sing for an 8. And then if you have one of the Predaplant guys or your Lone Fire that's dead, I guess, you would instant fusion into this guy and go into an 8 as well. Onto our rank 4 exceeds, we have 1 Castel, 1 Abyss Dweller. And our rank 3s are 1 Dante and 1 Levy the Sea Dragon. So Dante is really good because he allows you to sack off. So basically, you mill 3 and you hit a Unizombie and a Mizuki, which happens quite often. Not as often as I would like it to be, but, you know, it happens enough for me to keep it in there. Then you get to sack off and go crazy. But Dante also helps you OTK because he goes to 2500 attack during your turn when you mill. Onto our side deck. We have double Lancia, which probably might go triple Lancia. Double DD Crow. I really don't like DD Crow, actually, as a hand trap, as a card in general. Like, I know it's good, and I understand why it's good, but I can't bring myself to like DD Crow. I just run it because I know it's good, and it'll help me in a lot of situations, but I never sided in, which is why I am still in those situations. But, I don't know. I have to use it more to come to a better conclusion. But I run triple Kumongous. I run Kumongous over any other kaiju because he's 2400 attack and then 2500 defense. So either way he's in, either position he's in, he's beatable. I can beat over him with my normal rank, my normal plays. Like, I can still go into Omega and run him over. But so like, if I were to play him, or I mean, I'll play Gamma or whatever. If I can't beat over Gamma, he goes to defense position, and I'd have to rely on Shiranui, Shogun Saga, or Scarlet Red Dragon Archerine to get over it. But if I'm already going to my normal plays and normal transition, then I can just go over this guy with Omega. We're on Triple Zombie World because this is a zombie-based deck, and they get better if all the cards are zombies. And it helps stop tributing, and it disrupts graveyards if it requires specific types, and they all become zombies. So, Runageki, double Dark Hole, double Twin Twister, last but not least, and that rounds out our side deck. So, if you enjoyed this deck, leave a thumbs up. You can comment down below your thoughts or your opinions, any names you might come up with for this type of deck. Leave them in the comment section below. I'm sorry this video is kind of lengthy. I just want to explain everything because this is not a typical meta deck or any type of deck really. It's just kind of like a mash of different things. So I want to explain everything as best as possible. But yeah, so I'm going to start uploading more videos as well. I'm going out today and I'm probably going to be uploading some duels and stuff for this deck. It might be a little different by then because I'm kind of want to gear towards the new format with Norden getting banned, so I want to prepare for that as well. But yeah, everything else will be the same. You know, my social media stuff's in the description box. And as usual, this will be Dragon Power 17, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.